Once again, I'm asking, what in the world is wrong with the Red Sox? How are we sitting here with that offseason that the Red Sox had, the hype they had going into this season, the offense they showed in the first couple of weeks? How are they here at 18-18, well more than a month into the season? How have they gotten to pure mid once again? This bullpen is hot garbage. We knew it was going to be coming into the season. They fooled us for 2 weeks. They have not since then. They are last in the league in one-run games, most one-run losses in the entire league. And sometimes it's not indicative of a bad bullpen. In this case, it is. They keep blowing it. They're up 6-0 in the sixth inning the other day against Toronto. They blow another one yesterday against Minnesota. I mean, they're absolutely hapless in the bullpen. And one of the big problems they've had offensively this year was Triston Casas was a huge hole in the cleanup spot. He ended up moving down the lineup, and now he will be moving way down the lineup, as in out for the rest of the season. Torn patella tendon on Friday. Looked awful at first. It is awful. And who knows, man, this could be the last we ever see of Triston Casas in a Red Sox uniform. The guy had a bunch of trade value anyway. He was one of the few young guys they hadn't extended yet. He and Abreu, they haven't extended Abreu. And now the writing's not looking very good. He's going to be out a whole season after being out a good majority, over 100 games he missed last year. And the Red Sox are now, we're out of spinning wheels time. You made these moves in the offseason. It's May. You have some trade chips. You've got to find someone to play first base, whether they're on your roster right now or not. Tom Verducci wrote about it, and I just think he put it really well as someone who doesn't cover the team, but rather the league. He said, think of Breslow's challenge as a puzzle that needs to be solved. With Casas out, the Red Sox are looking at giving too many at-bats to players proven to be decent utility players, but not frontline players on a contending team. Abraham Toro, 285 OBP, 80 APS plus in his career, 20% worse than the league average hitter. Romy Gonzalez, 86 OPS plus. Cedar Rafaela, 80 OPS plus. And David Hamilton, 81 OPS plus. So already not off to a great start. Last year, Boston responded to an injury to Casas with no urgency. It gave 114 games at first base to Dom Smith, Garrett Cooper, Bobby Dahlbeck, and Romy Gonzalez. Those four stand-ins hit .236 with 7 home runs. Dom Smith's hitting 200 in the minors right now. Garrett Cooper can't really get a strong major league contract. And Bobby Dahlbeck just got cut by the worst team in modern baseball history. DFA'd by the White Sox yesterday. And Romy Gonzalez is still here. He goes on to say, Verducci, that kind of patchwork answer won't work this year. This year's different. It's different because of where the Red Sox are on the winning curve. The investments they've had in talent and dollars for Garrett Crochet and Alex Bregman, and because Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer are right behind Kristian Campbell as big league impact players. In their past 500 games, the Red Sox are 246 and 254. It can't go on like this. We can't do another season of, just wait till we get the guys up next year. Bullshit. And now everyone and their dog has an opinion on who should be playing first base for the Red Sox. And to be quite honest with you, they don't have another first baseman. They don't have one. Lou Merloni says, put Rafael Devers there. He'll be good at it. I don't know what would lead anybody to believe that he would be good at it. I understand why you'd probably want Rafi out there. He's played the field, obviously not very well at third base, and at least he's someone who's played the infield before that you could throw out there, right? And he's a big guy. Doesn't have a ton of range. But right away, Alex Cora shoots that down. I don't know why, but right away he says, yeah, but I mean, we'll basically give a look at everybody except Rafael Devers. He's not playing first. Okay, fine. For the guy who was bitching that he was no longer playing the field and the first opportunity he gets to play the field, we're going to keep him at DH. You have your reasons. Okay, fine. But the other ones, Trevor Story doesn't have the range he had at shortstop anymore, but he's a good glove. Can he go play first base? or the idea of calling up Roman Anthony or Marcelo Meyer, outfielder Roman Anthony, corner outfielder Roman Anthony, and shortstop Marcelo Meyer, your two top prospects, and have them come up to the big leagues to play first base. Don't necessarily know how that benefits the team very much. It is Ron Washington was right in Moneyball. It's a tough position to learn. You don't just throw someone out there like you can in left field at Fenway. Anything over your head's coming back to you. Go figure it out. In fact, second base is the one where you say, you know what, just figure it out. You're a good enough athlete. Short throw, go and do it. But, and I as much as I want to see Marcelo Meyer and Roman Anthony in the major league lineup, I'm not putting up my top two prospects and immediately throwing them at a different position. For a guy, especially in Roman Anthony, that's still learning the ins and outs of the outfield, I don't want him to go and have to learn how to play first base. So the two guys that I look at, first is Vaughn Grissom. He's played the middle infield before. He came up as a second baseman. He's played a couple of games at first for Worcester this year. He didn't make the team out of camp, even though he was, kind of off and on in camp. He's still, from the Chris Sale trade. So I know there's some pressure on that front office to think that you get something out of him. He's 24, so still young, probably a little too old to be a quadruple A guy, but still young enough. He's getting on base in Worcester. He's got a 350 OBP. OPS leaves a little bit to be desired. It's under 800 in AAA, and you don't necessarily want that for your first baseman at the major league level. But he's played 4 games at first base already this year in the first month of the season. He worked out a little bit at first base in camp. To me, I'd rather give him a shot than seeing Romy Gonzalez there every day. And maybe you can platoon him, but I'd rather give Vaughn Grissom a shot here. He showed some promise in the Atlanta system. I know they were willing to part ways with him for an oft-injured starting pitcher who then goes on and wins the Cy Young Award. But I'm willing to give Vaughn Grissom a shot here. If there's any more potential left, we've got to find it now. This is the kind of break glass in case of emergency kind of scenario. The other guy, which is going to contradict some of the things I just said about the prospects, but the other guy I could see at first base and wouldn't mind, if you're going to be in a mentality of, hey, let's give it a shot, I wouldn't mind seeing Kristian Campbell try first. He's a damn good infielder, really good second baseman. He's been switched to center field quite a bit, which he's not nearly as good at, but clearly they're trying to get him to learn the outfield a little bit, maybe a la Mookie Betts when he came up and became an outfielder pretty much right away. He came up as a middle infielder, came up as a second baseman. He's very good athletically, has great instincts. That's what everyone's talked about in the field, at the plate, just terrific, off the charts, A-plus baseball instincts. And with his position being somewhat unclear in the future, and you're already committed to giving David Hamilton at-bats for some reason, plenty of at-bats, then fine. David Hamilton will play mostly second base, and let's see what Kristian Campbell can do at first. He's athletically gifted. He's got great baseball instincts, and you want to keep his bat in the lineup no matter what. And he's not very good at center field yet. This is where the team needs you. I could see it happening. I don't want to rush a guy to the major leagues that's maybe not even necessarily ready for the majors like Anthony or Meyer, as evidenced by the fact they haven't been called up yet, and instantly put them in a new position. You put Kristian Campbell in a new position at the big league level in the first month of the season, he's fine in center. He's fine. If he could be fine at first base, and then you have the flexibility there to then call up Roman Anthony, by the way. If you're not going to go with Vaughn Grissom, you put Campbell at first, and then you have that flexibility to call up Roman Anthony, put him in left, put Duran in center, and make Cedon your fourth outfielder, super utility guy, which is what he's going to be down the line for you anyway. The kid cannot lay off pitches. Then I say let's try it. I think there's not many guys you trust out there more at any position than Kristian Campbell right now, which seems a little wild for a kid that young and this early into his career. But I say let's try it. If it's not going to be Vaughn Grissom, if you don't want to cross that bridge, and you don't want to call him up, and you just don't trust him with the major league at-bats, then let's put in someone there who you do trust with major league at-bats. Kristian Campbell's one guy you do. Apparently you trust David Hamilton and Cedar Rafaela with Major League at-bats, this is a way to get all three of them in there. And hopefully not lose a ton at first base. But you got to figure out something. We're not doing this Abraham Toro, Romy Gonzalez shit all year. In fact, I don't think we should do it I don't think we should get another couple of days of that. No, sir. Don't think so. Anyway, let me know who you guys think should be the next Red Sox first baseman. Let's hear it down in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe here on YouTube. It helps out the channel a ton, and it's totally free to hit that subscribe button, and you'll get notified whenever we're dropping videos. We're live on YouTube every weekday, high noon Eastern time, and then we're available wherever you get your podcasts. So check out the other videos on the channel to see what we've got going on in this community and talking Boston sports all the time. I'm your host, Cam Stuart. Zach Burke keeps us on the air 5 days a week. We will see you tomorrow on a little ditty that we like to call The Camp Show.